Let's summarize March on eBay and check if poor man's method still performs as it should. And also, we have a new fresh idea on how to tweak it, make it better, hopefully make it better, or at least check if it's gonna work or not. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell it individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad, and this is what takes the bulk of my time. eBay is only whenever I got time for it. Today I would like to talk about poor man's method once again. It's time to summarize March and see if it's still working or not. Also, I have a new idea for a tweak, for refining it, and to be honest, it may be something good. If you don't know what the poor man's method of eBay reset is, I'll try to put a link to the playlist where you can check it. If I will forget to put that link to the playlist, just go to my channel, go to the playlists, and that playlist is there dedicated to poor man's method from the beginning to the end. So let's start with some numbers in March. It wasn't particularly good month if we take into consideration the fact that March was 2 days longer than February, to which we are comparing ourselves to. It looks even worse. There are some positives, but March mostly was red across the board. There was net loss in impression number, but there was a small positive gain on organic impressions, and that net loss was due to promoted listings impression, due to losing a lot of promoted listings impressions. That was expected, as I'm stretching the amount of time between ending and selling similar and adding those items to the promoted listings campaign. So basically, at the moment, about anything between a third and a half of my shop at any given moment is not promoted at all. There was also some small loss on a top 20 search results impressions, but there was a significant gain in the rest of search block, and basically vast majority of lost impressions were those non-search impressions, non-search category, yeah, because I'm losing basically promoted listings impressions mostly. So these came out of that, which for some people would be a positive thing. For me, it's not that positive thing. I like a lot of impressions, because for me, every impression is the chance to sell an item. In terms of views, there was again some small loss, but the fact that the month was 2 days longer than February makes it that loss to hurt a bit more. We went down from 16,800 to 16,600, so 200 views have been lost. But if we compare them to January, that was already a significant loss, because January was 31 days again, the same as March, so we can compare apples to apples here, and it was a significant loss. Yeah, I must address this fact in April. I need to start gaining traffic again. I think all of that has been caused by the fact that I have put my summer stock live in active listings way too early. I think that's the main reason for that loss of traffic, because those items weren't that attractive yet. I just put them too early. Click-through ratio and sell-through ratio stayed the same. roughly, so not much to say in this department. Most importantly, sales were down about 10%, both in number of sales and in value of sales, which is worrying, and we need to reverse that trend in April, or we will be in trouble really. Average sale stayed about the same, and number of repeated buyers was exactly the same as in February. Like I've already mentioned, all those drops were results of two things really. Number one, I went for summer stock way too early. Next year I will have to wait to at least the middle of March, if not until the third week of March. And if the weather will be bad, I would have to wait even till the end of March, beginning of April, really, with putting live those summer items. I was literally able to see that slowdown, even without looking into the numbers. Even without looking into the numbers, I was able to see that everything has slowed down. And number two, slightly less impact has been caused by extending that period when listings are not promoted after ending and selling similar. And I get less and less promoted listings impressions and promoted listing sales. Is it good? Is it bad? It's good until my overall sales are not going down significantly. But we've lost 10% of sales, so if that wasn't the case, then great. But it was the case, so that extending that period of not promoting basically had an impact. Not as big as the summer stock, but it needs to be said here, basically, so you got a full picture. Now, what was the most important positive thing? We are taking more money that we were taking last year in respective weeks. I mean, it's not even a trend anymore. It's a new reality, basically. Most probably, sooner or later, we are going to experience a week that was worse than previous year. But so far, so good. Guys, taking more than in respective week last year for 18 weeks in a row, week in, week out, no trip-offs, no hiccups, no nothing. Week in, week out, we are taking more than we were taking last year in the same week. It's not a coincidence. It's not luck. It's not the fact that people are buying more on eBay this year. I would rather say they are buying less. It all boils down to the better performance of my account. If you consider that I'm not growing my shop, I'm keeping it at 1500 items all the time, it must be the performance issue. I have changed my items a bit. I have changed my processes a bit. I do that poor man's method now, and it produces results. It basically delivers what I expected it to deliver. Now, in April, I will be moving a lot of slow selling stock from the main shop to the second shop. That should improve main shop performance even further. At least that's what I hope for. That's what I expect. Also, I'm going home soon. So in May and June, there should be new stock going live, as I will photograph something when I will be home, which again should have a positive effect on my shop, positive impact on my shop. Performance should go up as well. New tax year has started, or soon is going to start, depending on when this video goes live. And I want to push really hard this tax year, this new tax year. Hopefully doubling the profit. It's a very ambitious goal, but it's achievable. I really don't like easy to achieve goals. Some people say you have to set your goals so they are achievable. So when you achieve it, you are happy. But I'm not like that. I always, when I achieve my goal, I always think I could have done better than this. If my goal is really, really hard to achieve, and I know right from the start it's hard to achieve, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But if I'm very, very close to achieving this goal, then I know in my head that I've done everything I could to achieve this goal, and I almost did it. I almost did it. So I'm sure that I've squeezed whatever I was able to squeeze out of that target, basically. Now, what's the new idea that I have that I want to implement in the future? So, I had a really, 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 really good Easter Monday. Basically, I took twice as much as my good day is. This is something very important here, guys. I still believe that almost nothing on eBay happens randomly. I know this is unpopular opinion. I know people say this, say that, random, traffic manipulation, all that kind of stuff. I do believe, and I firmly stand on my position, that every peak and every dip can be explained. You may disagree. This is what I think. So the whole Tuesday after that Easter Monday, I was trying to figure it out why this Monday was so good. As Mondays are definitely my worst days of the week, Mondays and Tuesdays. So first of all, I have a strong feeling that algorithm knows my dispatch pattern and manipulates the traffic accordingly. Meaning, when I do dispatch on Monday, algorithm knows that my next dispatch will be Thursday. And algorithm doesn't want my customers to wait that long for the delivery. So Mondays and Tuesdays are really, really very slow, very dry for me. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, my sales pick up on Wednesday because algorithm knows that my next dispatch day is Thursday. So I'm going to dispatch all those sales next day on Thursday. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it all looks like that. The evidence is there. When I'm looking at my account, I can see that evidence. Or at least I can see the pattern. And it's visible almost every single week. And it only changes when something else comes into the play. Like that Easter week, when Monday was a bank holiday. So there was no dispatch on Monday, dispatch was on Tuesday. And it was catching in like crazy on Monday, like crazy. What you see on the screen at the moment are my sales in value for last 3 Mondays. So you can have a look what difference that Easter Monday has made. And there is one more thing, guys. I list a batch of items on Monday. These are 150 listings that have previously been on auctions. They didn't sell on auctions, so auctions have ended on Saturday evening, and I turned them into buy it nows, and they are going live on Monday as buy it nows. And I've talked about this on one of the Primo Chemo streams in the chat. I think it was about maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I strongly believe, guys, that nowadays on eBay, items freshness is a key to success. That is why eBay Reset works. items are fresh every day. When you do nuclear reset and end your items every day and sell similar every day, those items are super fresh. And you can see that when you watch that guys who do reset, that on the first day after reset, impressions and views and visibility in general is huge. Then on the second day it goes down. On the third day it goes down. And really you have to do another reset to push it back up, and it goes down, and it goes down, and it goes down. So massive spike of impressions after relisting your items, and quite steep slide down on a second day and a third day. That is why I strongly believe that you have to put your items live just before the eBay rush hour. So what is the rush hour? I don't know, because I don't know what you are selling. I don't know who your customers are. Yeah? So you have to observe for yourself. Whatever the time of the day is and whatever the day of the week is, that your customers are there, are active on eBay, they are buying. When you get the most sales, on what day, on which hour of the day. Yeah, and this is when you want your items to go live, or slightly before that time. Guys, this is crucial in my opinion. If you list, let's say you list your items on Monday late evening, but the next block of your customers' activity is, I don't know, Wednesday afternoon, then those listings are already called, if you know what I mean. Those listings have already wilted. They are not fresh anymore. An algorithm will not push those listings to the customers as it could. Obviously, there is always somebody who looks for the stuff even in the middle of the night. But you want your stuff to be the most visible when there is a crowd looking for them, not some few people here and there. Yeah? And this is what has happened to me on Easter Monday. People were home because it was bank holiday. Weather was not so good. And 150 items went live on my account at 7 a.m. By the afternoon, I had 7 of those items sold. So that's 5% of what I have listed have sold or has sold in few hours. While on regular Monday, the same 150 items goes live, and I'm lucky to sell one of them by the end of the day. 2 of them is absolutely smashing result. In some cases, I don't sell any of them. I get few watchers here and there, and those few watchers is everything I get. So I send them offers next day. On Easter Monday, I must have had like 50, 60, 70 watchers during the day, banging on those new items, mostly, but also on the older items as well. Why? Because my items were fresh, like fresh from the oven, still hot, when people were browsing on eBay. I've listed them in the morning, people were there for a whole day, entire afternoon, and bang, 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 my items were visible to them, because algorithm is pushing fresh items. So what's the way forward? I will try to list those 150 items on a Sunday, 9, 10 a.m. instead of Monday, 11 a.m. This will force me to turn those items from auctions to buy it now, early in the morning on Sunday or in the Saturday evening, which is boomer, because that's the time you don't want to be on eBay, but that's the price I'm willing to pay to have a look if that will help. We will see if that will give me exceptionally good Sundays. Obviously, there is always a trade-off. It may cause my Mondays being even worse than they are now, without those fresh listings going live, after I have changed my dispatch from 1 day back to 3 days. That may give me really crappy Monday, but I'm going home soon, so I will keep my dispatch on 1 day for my entire stay in UK, and hopefully that will prevent, eBay for making me a boo-boo on Mondays. Also, if you look at it, if I can have a great Sunday, like, which will double my good day, then I don't care about Mondays. I can have a 0 day on Monday, because that Sunday will make up for it. So yeah, I'm going to try this. And that would be it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section. I will try to either answer them or address them in the next video about poor man's method. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. If you wish to support the channel further, consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. God bless you all, and bye-bye.